It's taken about 3 hours to pack the car.
I know.
But we're off to...
Wheathampstead.
Thank you. I knew where I was going.
Just couldn't remember the name of it.
No. So we're taking the car.
It's a very, I mean, part of it is still very narrow lanes, isn't it, around there?
Yeah, yeah.
So when we went in the van before, we couldn't get anywhere near places, could we?
No, that's right.
So here we are, Wheathampstead. Pre-Roman riverside village.
So just along here is where your mum used to live. Is it this road here?
She used to live in Nexton Road, so it's here.
It's here, just here, yeah.
Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a look down there?
We could, yeah.
Yeah. Turn around somewhere.
Because when you look at some of the old maps at the time, there's nothing here.
No.
Just this new road, Nexton Road.
Yeah. It's here, isn't it? Is it here? Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Yes. That's full of parked cars.
Full of parked cars, look at that. Wow.
Wow. No, they weren't here, were they?
No, do you know what number it
I
was?
think it was 24.
Okay, so one on that side.
So her grandmother lived here in 1921.
That's
She
16.
died, and they moved in.
18.
Definitely wasn't like that in those.
No. Well, they were never designed for cars, the houses, were
no,
they?
they weren't. So I think she lived here from about 1927 till about 1935 when they moved to Brickwall.
Okay.
And Apsley Road, just opposite here,
Yeah.
is where my great nanny used to live in some
Conqueror's,
people's bungalows
Conqueror's
like
Hill.
that. Yeah,
Do you want to go up there?
you can go up there if you like. Because I remember this, because we used to come and see her. So she lived in the big cottage that we're going to see later, the Amwell.
Yeah.
At Amwell.
Yeah.
And then she moved into an old people's bungalow somewhere around here. So we've got things like Offers Way. Yeah, it was, if you go left,
Yeah.
it was in this road to the right, so it was Offers Way.
Okay.
And it was one of those bungalows just along there.
All right.
God, that's like memories.
One of these on the right.
I think it's one on the right, because I think I remember going down steps. Yeah, I've got a picture of us sitting outside it with their grandparents.
Somewhere down there then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I might be wrong, it might be one on the left, but definitely one of these. It was a lovely little bungalow, actually.
Yeah, yeah. It's close, isn't it?
It's quite nice here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right. It's nice and quiet.
Yeah. I mean, I remember this big porch, you know, at the front,
Yeah.
and that's what I've got the photo of us
Yeah.
all sort of sitting there.
Yeah.
There's one on the left, definitely,
Yeah.
of the two.
What's
yeah.
number 30 there? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look at the photo so we can see the number.
Okay.
No, that's where it was. Let's come on the bus with Mum a couple of times, and then we used to come Sundays. We used to bring the Nana and the Grandad. God, memories, isn't there?
Mm. Yeah, so we can see if we can find the station now.
God, what a name. They've redone the platform, haven't they?
Yeah.
No, I think it's to the right, because this is the Swan, isn't it?
You mean at the roundabout?
Yeah, the roundabout, yeah. Oh, it's at the roundabout. We used to go in here, didn't we?
Yeah, the Swan. Probably have to find somewhere to park and start having a wander around, won't we?
Yeah.
Right, which way now then?
Just carry straight on. The church is on the left.
Yeah, so we'll have a look in the church graveyard, won't we, later?
Yeah, yeah. This is the main high street.
Yeah.
Bull where we used to go.
Yep. That's the Miller and Carter Steakhouse now.
Let's take a picture of the sign.
Yeah. Right, I just discovered Jenny wasn't wearing a microphone, so I don't know what the sound was going to be like for that last bit.
Sorry.
Anyway, found it. We're struggling to see where it was, and it's actually just off this roundabout here. And it's, well, it was quite hidden, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So it was on the LNER, Wheathampstead Station. Gonna have a look, Pops? After you.
And she starts going up steps.
Give me a
Can't
step,
stop her.
she says. Oh, well. Huh? Just a minute, Poppy. Oh, I'm just getting strangled here. Look at that. Obviously got a bit of the line left.
Yeah. And a little platform.
Wheathampstead.
Yeah. So a great nana would have got the train here.
A little bit about the size of the track. We've obviously got people who are working it there. It's a standard gauge railway, obviously. Navvies in 1890.
So great-granddad, he was a plate layer.
He was a plate layer, yeah.
So that would have been doing things like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So those are the plates.
All right.
Fish plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My granddad's brother,
Yeah.
he worked in the signal box.
Yeah.
That's obviously not here.
Right. Have a selfie by the Wheathampstead Station. I restored the wagon here, and all the people who helped fund it, and have sponsored a plank. How to identify a plank.
You got the story of the wagon there.
Yeah, it was derelict at Winchcombe. And they brought it over here and restored it.
Originally built in 1931.
1931, there it is.
You can only put 13 tons in it.
You will go in the wagon, Pops? Yeah, okay. We'll go in the wagon.
So you see how big it is, isn't it? If you show Poppy in it.
That's brilliant. Got a little station hut.
That's in the old photos, that's there, that
Yeah.
little hut.
Yeah.
There's a man sitting in it. I don't think he's a relation.
No, we'll have a look. Go and sit next to him.
Yeah.
We found an Easter egg and this character
So
here.
yeah, he's George Bernard Shaw.
Is he? Hello, George.
Yeah.
A whole load of things about restoring the platform here. The best known passenger was George Bernard Shaw. Lived at St Lawrence and walked or cycled to the station.
That picture there, I mean, I don't think it is, but that one with the moustache does look like my Uncle Harry.
I don't think it is your Uncle Harry, but
No, I don't think it is.
there's a load of names there and people who work there.
Yeah.
And, pictures from them restoring it in 2011. Wow. That's what it looked like in 1916.
Yeah. Late 1940s.
Yeah. So your mum would have remembered it.
That's what it would have been like when Great Nanny used to go and visit them and
Yeah.
go on the train.
In 1965.
Yeah, that was the last time.
That's when I was born, 56. Wow.
So that's Wellingham City A.
Yeah.
Then we're here. then this harp.
And it went up to Dunstable and then Leighton Buzzard.
Wasn't that the line they were always talking about reopening?
Yeah, that's the one they were going to do a bus route on, wasn't it? There.
That's right. Yeah.
Got a bus route.
Is there a bus route there now?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that's
right.
good. Yeah, there's lots of pictures here of the old station. That's the bridge in 1902. Station in 1911. And I think that's obviously a newer one. Now it's 60s, isn't it? There.
Yeah, that's right.
65.
There was a hotel, a railway hotel.
Railway Hotel, yeah.
Vaguely rings a bell. Oh yeah, that became the Abbot John, that's why. Looks familiar.
The Abbot John pub, situated in Station Road next to the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, which was that one there. It's gone now, isn't it? So, yeah. Closed to freight in 67.
That's probably my great nana on a bike, wasn't it?
That's your nana on the bike, is it?
Great nana. Might have been, you never know.
What do you reckon, Pops? Yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. Come on, Pops, go and have a look around the village. Yeah, so it says 100 years the lifeblood of the village took produce to London, straw to the hatters in Luton, passengers to work, children on holiday. George Bernard Shaw was its most famous passenger. Elephant dung arrived here from London Zoo
that's right,
to fertilise local crops.
Yeah.
Closed in 1965.
Yeah.
Go on, Pops. Still a few daffodils left. Go on. Yeah, so you picked up a Heritage Trail leaflet.
Yeah, that was at the station.
Okay.
So I think we're going to go back to number 1, the Bull, which
Yeah.
is there. We're
It's
5
yeah.
is the station. That's
Yeah.
where we've just been.
Yeah,
So we're going to go back round, there's a car park at the back.
yeah,
So we're going to park there and then see what these are. So that's the River Lea.
yeah.
Things
let's
like
do that
that.
then.
Yeah.
Right, so the Bull, originally a group of 16th century buildings, has been in inn since 1617. It was modernised in 1617. Instrumental in the restoration of Charles II, said to have stayed here during the Civil War. And the village kept its fire engine here after 1866. Grade 2 listed building. Yeah, very nice.
I think the original fire station was also where that garage was at one time.
Oh, right, okay.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because this garage was fascinating us because it's been here since we can remember.
Yeah, used to have pumps at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to do number 2 next? Which
Yeah.
is the River Lea.
Okay. Go on, Pops, go and see the River Lea. Yeah, so Lea Grave 13 miles to the left and the River Thames 29 miles to the right.
Yeah, and I think originally there were a load of cottages along there.
Along the banks there.
Yeah,
are
and on the grandmother's side,
Yeah.
Rose Hale,
Yeah.
her generations above her used to live in cottages along there. And that's
Okay.
that famous, one of them was married to that one who ended up in Dartmoor prison.
Okay.
Remember that?
Well, I do actually, yeah.
Yeah, Reuben Dunham, I think he was called.
Okay. So this is the Mill Quay in 1986, financed by Wheathampstead Parish Council, St Albans City and District, and GJW Titmus Limited at Bridge Street, Murphy Chemical Limited at Place Farm, and Thames Water Authority. Well, it's very nice.
Yeah.
I think in all the times we've been coming to Wheathampstead, we've said never look down here.
No, we always just would go in the Bull.
Go
and
straight in
that
the
was
pub and that was it.
That's only when I started researching, and found there were cottages along here at one time and they lived in them. That,
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee 2012. There's little gardens here. You can't walk along the river, but we'll put some gardens in here for the Diamond Jubilee. Very nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so Tudor archway here, 16th century stone in a red brick fort wall, forms an entrance to Place Farm. Lower courses of the brick wall are 16th century and the upper are 19th century. Tiling coping sits on top of a dog-tooth dental course. No idea what that means.
Sounds painful.
Yeah.
No, you can tell that's Tudor, can't you?
Yeah. So this is number 4. Not sure what it is. This is Place Farm. Okay, so it's a timber-framed late medieval hall house home to the landowning Brockett family from 1448. Owned in the 19th century by 2 prime ministers, Lord Melbourne, William Lamb, husband to Lady Caroline Lamb, and Lord Palmerston. Again,
I never knew that.
Grade 2 listed building.
Yeah, no, I never knew that.
Well,
no one ever told me that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, number 6 is the big house. That's Lammer Place or Lammer House.
Yeah.
And that is the link with the person whose name escapes me at the moment that went on that Arctic expedition. He owned that big house.
Okay.
Inherited it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't look round it. It's a private house.
So you'll insert the name here.
I'll insert the name here. It's a complicated name. And
so just next to the Turkish barbers
the village
is
store.
the Old Bakery. Originally an open medieval hall house, a steep roofed rear section dates from the 16th century. Crosswing was added later in the 17th century, and the 3 gabled front sections, the decorated plasterwork, is called pargeting, hence the surname Pargeter.
Right.
Grade 2 listed.
All right.
Okay, have a look around the front. A bit run down.
Yeah. Yeah. Seen better days, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It is in all the old photos, though. I can remember it.
Yeah. Right, so number 8 is the Mill Walk.
Didn't find anybody that worked at the mill.
No.
I mean, some of them were called straw platters, so but he never used to say where they worked, he just said what they did. So whether that happened here, I don't know. Not open on a Sunday.
Little shops here. Cafe. Another plaque behind you.
Oh, is it behind us? All right.
This is Wheathampstead Mill. It's originally owned by Westminster Abbey, one of 4 mills in Wheathampstead Manor, listed in the Domesday Book in 1086. A 3-bay timber frame building, remarkable for its length, dates from the late 1500s. Water ran through the mill, powering the mill wheel. Grade 2 listed.
You know, do you remember what I told you about Westminster Abbey and St Albans Abbey and why Nomansland's called Nomansland?
No.
Because they disputed where the parish of Westminster ended and where St Albans Abbey parish.
Right, and that's why it became Nomansland.
It became like the border between them, yeah.
Sorry. Come on, Poppy, out the way. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Poppy.
Poppy.
Come here.
Wandering off.
We're just in the middle of...
Yeah.
So that's why it was Nomansland, because
they couldn't agree the boundary between Westminster Abbey and St Albans Abbey, so that's where Nomansland first came in,
Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah. There's quite some roof here on this building. This is the River Lea, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
and obviously that took it through to the mill.
Yeah.
Down there.
And it goes on to Lea Grave, you said, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Lea Grave in Luton, yeah. I'd never sort of twigged why Lea Grave was called Lea Grave. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's funny when you live somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to think everything with St Albans was, you know, to do with the Romans and all that, and forgot about all the stuff here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what we're looking for now?
Looking for Crinkle. I'll get it right. Crinkle, Crankle, Walk, Gardens.
There's a sign there for Crinkle, Crankle Garden.
Yeah. I don't know the significance of these walls at all.
No.
There's a useful signpost here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's up here.
Go on. Sign there. It says this parking is for loafing customers only. I assume that's the name of the shop.
Yeah, because it's bakery.
So Crinkle, Crankle Garden and Bull's Court. We're standing in front of the old timber frame 16th century rectory clad in brick by Canon Prettyman, who built the Crinkle, Crankle walled garden between 1840 and 1850. Grade 2 listed walls are the only public accessible ones of their kind in Hertfordshire. Their serpentine construction gives the 3 metre high wall strength without the need for buttresses, while the sheltered alcoves were popular with Victorians for growing and ripening fruit. Brickwork in Flemish bond was built up over the slope of the land rather than traditional way, with the bricks and copings probably having been made at local brickworks. Behind you is a site of the tithe barn, demolished in 1870, where tithes were collected from the church gleblands within the rectory estate. A fernery was established in the copse outside the west Crinkle Crankle wall, and this has recently been replaced.
So this is the Crinkle Crankle wall then?
Yeah.
Right.
So it waves about, I think. It's a wavy wall, isn't it?
You've seen these on the wall here as well?
What? John Bunyan. Captain George Upton Robbins won the King's Medal, killed in action in Neuve Chapelle in 1915.
Yes,
the Wicked Lady.
Yeah.
Graham Dangerfield, naturalist, broadcaster.
It's the name I was looking for. Apsley,
and zookeeper.
Cherry-Garrard.
Apsley, Cherry-Garrard, Antarctic explorer with Captain Scott's last expedition, and owner of Lamma Park.
Yeah. And there's the very famous
do you want to say it?
Try and say that.
Cassivellonius, British chieftain warrior who led defence against Julius Caesar.
Yeah, so they are apart from me, they're the famous people from Wheathampstead. Oh, if only.
Well, I never knew there was so much in Wheathampstead.
No, I didn't.
And we picked an absolutely gorgeous day for it again.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll have a look at the Crinkle Crankle Community Garden.
Don't say anything about no dogs, huh?
No, there's no signs for no dogs. You're a well-behaved dog anyway, aren't you, Pops? It's so nice to get away from the road, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the main high street, isn't it, out there?
Yeah. It just says keep your dog on a lead. Do not ride your bike around the garden.
Oh, this is lovely.
Church in the background here.
Yeah.
Wow. This is lovely. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is, isn't it? Peaceful.
Oh, daffodils and tulips.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. It's funny that you'd choose to build a wall like this, but...
Something about it, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, rather than a straight, plain wall.
Yeah.
The brick style is, what do you call it, Flemish?
Yes, yeah.
It's got like half, it's got a brick turned round, doesn't it? Then a long brick, then.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's very nice.
What are these then?
These are called Berry Farm Cottages.
Okay.
And I don't know a lot about them, but they were similar places where some of the ancestors used to live, always attached to a farm, you know, so there'd be like several cottages all in one. I don't think any of them lived here as far as I know.
No.
Nice though.
Sorry?
Nice.
Come on, no. Oh yeah, very nice.
There's your plaque. There.
Better let you read that. It's all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. I just had a little chat with the guy with the lawnmower there, and his 96-year-old father lives there.
Yes.
And he's been there since 55, he said.
53, I think
53,
he said.
yeah. What a place to live. Beautiful.
I know. Yeah, it is. No, I never knew that was there.
No.
So obviously this side was sort of like Westminster Abbey, and the other side was
St Albans Diocese,
yeah. And
So-
Nomansland in between them.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to have a look at the church next.
next one's the church, yeah.
Okay.
If we don't upset any Easter Sunday things.
Well, because it is Easter Sunday and there might be
Just say.
services on, so probably won't be going in, but we'll see. Here we are, into the church graveyard.
I think this one on the left is one of the famous ones. I might be wrong.
Love this church. Right, I think the grave you were looking for,
For the Arctic Explorer.
yeah, and explain the Arctic Explorer.
He went with Scott to the Arctic in, I think it was 1911.
Yeah.
He wrote a famous book, The Worst Journey Ever, Worst Journey in the World, when he came back.
Okay.
And the church is just going to dong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him there.
Yes. Well, we'll do a
Bit more
screenshot
of
there.
him, you know, in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? 11?
12.
12. Okay, we better get something to eat in a minute.
Yeah, we'll go and find my famous grave in here,
Okay.
which I brought my mum to look at
Yeah.
back in about 2011,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Come on, pups. And then we'll get something to eat. Yeah, so what have we got here then?
Well, this is my great-great-granddad,
Yeah.
Henry Samuel Chapman. He died in 1897,
Age 34?
aged 34.
Yeah, and Elizabeth.
Yeah. Elizabeth was his wife.
Yeah.
I've got that famous picture of her.
Yeah.
She died in 1927, so
Yeah.
Mum only just remembered her.
Yeah.
And also here is a memorial to my granddad's brother,
Yeah,
William, who was killed during the First World War on his way to Gallipoli.
Age 24.
Yeah.
He died on the ship to Gallipoli, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
He was very ill, diphtheria. I think he
Diphtheria,
had.
oh good grief, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think my granddad really ever got over it.
No.
And he's mentioned on, there's a memorial somewhere here as well, a big tall,
Yeah.
I think it's that outside. See
Okay.
the big cross outside?
Okay, we'll have a look at that.
He's mentioned on there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so my granddad's mother was left with, by then they got 7 children,
Yeah.
and my mum used to say they were struggling for money, and she thought that's why they were all fairly short. You remember Auntie
Yeah,
Edie
because
was
they weren't
really,
eating well.
They weren't eating well. She
Yeah.
was really short.
Yeah.
She was the youngest.
Right.
My granddad, I think, was about the second or third youngest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she used to take him washing, and she used to clean the steps of the church
Steps of the church.
to earn a bit of money.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so she didn't have an easy time.
No. There's the bus stop, but just beyond the bus stop is a memorial.
Yeah. That's right.
The 1418 war.
Yeah, and the people from the village that died.
Yeah.
My granddad's brother is the second one from the bottom round there.
Around that side. Would have been better if I'd gone over that side, but yeah. W. Chapman. Yeah.
There's a famous picture of when this was commemorated, if that's the right word, in 1918.
Yeah.
With all the village people standing outside.
Yeah, and they've got the Second World War memorial just on top there.
The name underneath my granddad's brother, Chennel's.
Channels, yeah.
Yeah, there was quite a connection to them from the great-grandmother's side, from her family, the Williamsons.
Okay.
And he ran the post office, one of the Chennels, which was in one of the buildings opposite here. Don't know which one exactly.
There's a post office over there then?
Yeah, it wasn't that big building, it was one of the ones down there.
Down.
There was a film made in 1946 called The Postman, showing a postman doing his rounds. Yeah. And he goes into the post office down here, and that's where my distant relation called Chennels was the postmaster. So
we're now going to have a look at
my mum's old school.
She's up Brewhouse Hill.
Yeah. My granddad's brother used to live. His uncle, my grand-uncle Bertie. Yeah.
So this is St Helen's Churchyard. Burials from Anglo-Saxon times, and as it mentions, Apsley, Cherry-Garrard and Captain George Upton Robbins, hero of Hill 60 in the First World War, and 6 Grade 2 listed tombs. Yeah.
And my great-granddad.
And your great-granddad, of course. Yeah. This is your mum's old school coming up.
That's right. She used to walk from Nexton Road to here.
Okay. That's still here, of course. Looks a bit like a church, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, this Victorian Gothic building of flint and brick replaced an earlier national school on Wheathampstead Hill in 1815. Opened in 1862 with 100 children and 50 infants. It remained a school until 1969, and the zigzag pattern is repeated in the roof using different coloured slates.
That's not a school anymore then?
No, it's not a school.
It was when we used to come in the 60s, it was still a school.
Yeah. When you visited in the 60s with your mum?
Yeah, with my mum. We used to sometimes wander up here, and she said, "This is my old school."
Okay. And it's got the different coloured tiles on the roof there.
Yeah, it's a lovely building.
Zigzag pattern of bricks and the flint.
I think my nana went here as well, but I'm not, 100% certain.
Yeah. Don't know what it is now. Is it dwellings?
I don't know.
Someone lives here now, I think.
Yeah, they're just houses now.
Yeah.
Flats or something.
There's very green cottages here. Yeah, I won't go in, but yeah, beautiful building. Yeah, so just up the hill here is where it gets its name from. It's a brewery up at the top. I think it's just that building there, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. It was originally called Amwell Hill because Amwell was called Amwell originally. Okay. And this was called Amwell Hill, then they changed it to Brewhouse Hill.
Okay.
So Uncle Bert lives somewhere up here, but I don't know what number. I think that might be the Congregational church building, which my granddad was a member of. Okay. And his brothers.
It's now a gym.
Yeah. The other side of the family, the Hales and the Williamsons.
Oh no, it is still a church, isn't it? It's Wheathampstead United Church meets here.
Yeah.
Whatever it says.
Yeah, so that could be where he used to go.
Opposite the brewery?
Yeah.
So you could come out of church?
Well, he used to claim he didn't drink.
All right.
But he used to make his own wine.
Yeah,
and he used to say it's not alcoholic.
Didn't he send someone to get beer as well?
No, that was my other great uncle that lived in the cottage near the Elephant Castle.
Okay. And that's the brewery.
Yeah, there's
got a downstairs bit.
Plaque.
Oh, what? Oh, plaque.
Yeah. So Westminster Abbey again granted James Wilkins land on which to build the Parrot.
later Hope Brewery in 1781. This timber-framed, brick-fronted cottage, part of the brewery that spread up the hill. Extensive tunnel stretches into the chalk hillside. So brewing ceased in 1904.
Just after my nana was born then.
Was your nana's influence then, was it?
Yeah, 1901.
Very interesting. Just on the corner of Church Street, there's this coffee shop, which is now Nonno's Pizza. There's a plaque up on the wall here, and you've got a story about this. Let's just have a look at the plaque. Come here,
I
Pops.
see the plaque. Where's the
So
plaque?
it's up there.
Oh, right, okay.
Just don't want Poppy going inside trying to
you
grab
wait
the pizza.
here.
Okay.
There used to be a stagecoach outside the antique shop. It used to be about here.
Yeah.
And we used to come back, and after we'd seen my great nana, and I used
Yeah.
to say, can't I go and have a ride on that? And they'd always say to me, no.
No.
So I used to get out and look round it, but weren't allowed on it. And that's what I remember as a
All right.
memory from this corner.
From when you
But
were
it's
a kid.
now a pizza place.
Yeah. Yeah, so number 16 is the Swan Inn. And it's early 1500s wattle and daub timber frame building owned in 1744 by the wealthy House family, comprising 11 acres, house, malt house, barn, stables, malt lofts. In the 1830s, the Luton to London coach called, and a blacksmith worked here until the 1930s.
All right, so Mum would have known him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't she?
So it's grade 2 listed.
Yeah.
And pub quiz on the 20th. And it is a pub we used to frequent as well,
We did, yes.
occasionally.
Now, a bit of, not on the Heritage
Yeah.
Trail, is the hill up there.
Yeah.
And that's where my granddad's brother, Uncle Harry, lived until 1946.
Okay. Up here.
He lived at number 11.
Did your mum say the doctors were up here as well?
The doctors, I remember coming with my grandma, great-grandma,
Yeah.
to the doctors when I think we came over, she wasn't well or something.
Okay.
And we took her to the doctors, and I think that was the bigger building up here.
Right. So number 11 is where your granddad's brother Harry lived.
Yeah, that's right, till 1946 he died. Oh,
That's the thing.
yeah.
Have a look around the side. Yeah, number 11.
Yeah, that's where he lived.
Very nice. Wow, they've got a little fake well there. Whether it's
Yeah.
a real well or not, I don't know. But,
So isn't that an amazing place as well?
oh wow, imagine having that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it was, more than one cottage at one time, but he's shown on the census living at Leven the Hill.
Okay. That's quite a walk up that hill.
I know it is.
Just got a bit of a shock. There was a car coming down here. Because if you think about it, people's drives are here, aren't
Well, I
they?
just think this was probably the original road, wasn't it? Or the higher
Possibly.
road.
Well, I don't know, but a bit of a shock. We suddenly found a car behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so across the road is the
Well,
Lattimers.
16th century or possibly earlier timber framed house.
It was fronted with brick in the 18th century. The parapet of the front and south walls, clearly visible from the north side, was a very fashionable feature at the time, but steeply pitched roof betrays the early origins of the house. The Lattimers owned the Hope Brewery, lived here from 1791 to the late 19th century. There's the brick front here. But yeah, bit of spoilt it really, didn't they? Put the brick on it. Oh yeah. Okay. Now it says that within this building the remains of a late medieval whole house with crown post and beam dating from 1490. Henry Sibley rebuilt the frontage in 1763 as a wedding present for his second wife. The original timber frame construction remains visible at the side. So this is a mid-18th century cottage and a former police house with lock-up under the stairs. George Knight, an efficient officer, lived here in the 1850s, keeping a strict watch on the villagers' drinking habits. In the 1940s, Mr. Wren, the wheelwright, lived here next door to his business premises. A strange little building to be listed, isn't it? We just review what we've recorded. Right, that's it for the little tour around Wheathampstead, isn't it? We've now got...
Yeah. We're now going to go to Nomansland Common,
Yeah.
where a lot of my ancestors lived, and also to Amwell, my great-grandmother lived, and see her cottage there,
Right.
and also the Elephant Castle pub.
Okay. And also saying about this sign as well.
Yeah. It's got a bull and a swan on it,
Yeah,
and it's also got the church,
yeah.
and it's also got a picture of somebody working in the fields.
So that's your granddad then, is it? With the
Yeah,
scythe?
that's, well, one of my granddads, great-granddad or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it got anything about the railway? Because they did that as well.
No, I can't see
No.
anything on the railway, no.
No, there definitely would. There were lots of farms around here.
Yeah, yeah.
Ones that I know from them were Amwell Farm and West End Farm.
Yeah. There's the mill on there as well.
Yeah, the mill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody working there, but
Just in front of us here is the little plaque about the River Lea. And it says it comes from the Celtic word lugbright, means bright, presumably, marked the 9th century boundary between the Danes, that's this bank, and the Saxons on the far bank.
oh right.
Isaac Walton refers to the River Lea in The Complete Angler in 1940s. In The Complete Angler. In the 1940s, a circus elephant was brought here to drink and damaged the quay.
Because there's some really old pictures of, you know, bulls and cows wandering
Yeah.
about here and
Right.
drinking out the river.
Okay. It's a telephone exchange there.
Do you
Just
ever
thought-
go there at all?
No, I don't think. I think it was in a different area. I think it was in the Luton area.
Oh. I know I used to come to, there was an agency for the Halifax
Yeah.
in one of the estate agents, which doesn't seem to be here anymore, and I used to have to come over and check their cash and things like that.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy doing that. Somewhere up here in one of these old buildings. But...
Yeah.
Right, so we're going up the hill
Yeah.
past Uncle Harry's to
Yeah.
Nomansland Common, aren't we?
Yep.
Near the Wicked Lady.
Okay.
Coming into Nomansland now, aren't you?
Yeah. Seem to remember the Wicked Lady's just down the bottom of this hill. Isn't it?
That's right, yeah. Originally called the Park Hotel.
Was it?
Yeah.
Thought it was going
I
to
think
have
they
a then.
I think they changed it.
Oh,
God.
blimey.
I think they changed it.
Yeah.
because
Look, just a minute. There are some dreadful potholes there. Yeah. Anyway.
I think they changed the name because of the success of the film about her.
The Wicked Lady.
Yeah, the highwaywoman.
Okay.
Ferris, I think her name was. Catherine Ferris.
Lady Ferris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the common on your right.
Okay. So where are we going? We're going to
You're going to go right at the crossroads. Used to park, but there was a park on there. I remember coming over, on Sundays and
parking on the common.
on the common there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's just a little car park there, and there is it?
Yeah. There used to be cars all up the other side.
Yeah.
So this is Ferrers Lane, and that's
Oh,
named after her.
Ferris, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think a lot of the cottages that, real ancestors lived in the 19th century are still here.
No.
That's,
There's a car park if you want to explore the common.
yeah. Can we pop in here for a second?
Yeah, if you want.
No vehicles over 3.5 tons, you see, so even if we could get under the barrier,
No.
couldn't come in here, could we?
No. Yeah. Need me Defender for the car park. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so there's car parking
It's not
on
very big.
Nomansland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of walking up that lane because that's where some of their old cottages were up. Whether they're there now, I don't know.
Okay, have a look then. Okay. Go this way. You'll have to duck, Poppy.
Come on, Pops. We used to walk around here on Sundays. It was such memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, always used to come.
Yeah, we don't know what's up here though. It's probably all gone.
I think, well, there are. You can see something through the trees.
Okay. We can see some cottages through here. What's the little one on number 10? There's a little bungalow at the end of there. I think that's about it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we used to walk through there.
You want to walk through there?
Well, that's we used to walk through from the common. But
Oh, I see, right, okay. Yeah, very nice. Thoughts?
Thoughts? Well, I'm sure there's more dotted around somewhere. It's difficult to know, quite where they are.
Yeah. Well, like I say, these seem quite original here. So.
Yeah, they're definitely. I've got an old map from about 1890 and it shows all sort of cottages all dotted around here, one of which my ancestor Richard Chapman was living at.
Yeah.
I think West End Farm, where Elizabeth Chapman we saw in the Churchyard, where she lived in 1901, is further round. She was living in West End Farm cottages.
Right.
Yeah, so I can remember walking through here from the common. We used to come on in the car. Cars were allowed on the common, as I said earlier, and we used to watch the cricket. And then we used to come into here, and I always remember Mum saying, "Don't go too far," because it goes on for ages. This.
Yeah.
It's
Don't go too
lovely.
far in the woods, eh, Pops? You'd get lost in the woods, couldn't you?
There was a shop at the end opposite the Wicked Lady, but I think that's long gone. It's just houses now.
Yeah.
Remember that? It was sold ice creams.
All right, you want to go that way?
Go that way if you like, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of woodland, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a huge place. To put on the screen how big it is.
Yeah. The car's over there somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
so there's the cricket.
Yeah. Saturday, is it Saturday? No, it's Sunday today.
Sunday
isn't it?
today. They
But
always
it's
used-
Easter Sunday, isn't it? So
Yeah.
probably not playing today.
And I don't think they didn't have a stand like that, a building like that at the end. I don't remember
No,
that.
no.
I think that's why you're not allowed to park there anymore. There's the main road, Wheathampstead St Albans Road.
Yeah. And Poppy's finding this absolutely fascinating.
Yeah,
aren't you,
you'd like a bit more exploring here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I do remember this. But we only ever came here just to sit on the common and have a little wander, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Now those houses over there were a shop. Well,
Okay.
I remember.
The other side of the cricket pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we used to park over here, didn't we? Yeah, we used to park on this bit here.
Yeah, that's right. That's where we used to park.
We used to be able to drive down here.
Yeah, I'm sure you used to come off the main road and across here and then
And
park
park
up
out.
here somewhere.
Notice they put a path in up there, which I think is a walking and cycle track, going all the way along the road there. I wonder if that goes to St Albans.
It possibly does, yeah.
Okay. You see it going up the hill there.
Yeah,
Reminds me of Norfolk or Scotland with all the gorse here.
yes, yeah.
So
Right.
it's chalk, isn't it? So it's very
Yeah.
similar to Norfolk soil.
That's right, and the stones on the building.
Well, flint as well. There's a lot of flint about.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to turn
I'll avoid this
left
pothole.
now. Once you've avoided that huge
Massive
pothole. That's where we walked up there, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to go towards Amwell.
Yeah, which is where my grandmother's mother and my great-grandfather lived in Laurel Cottage, and where the famous Elephant and Castle pub is.
Is it famous?
Well, famous to me, isn't it? But no one else has ever heard of it. And Oliver Cromwell was billeted there, wasn't he?
Did
Or
he?
something, yeah. Stopped off there during the Civil War.
You read it in the newspaper?
No. It's this one here on the right. It's in there.
All right.
I think I don't think my granddad built all of it. Great granddad this is, but
Yeah.
he definitely built that extension, and that's where my mum lived when she was young.
Well, the extension where the cars park.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
My uncle Fred famously painted it red.
What, the shed, the whole thing?
place, yeah.
Oh, good
I've
grief.
got a picture of it. It's black and white, but he
Yeah.
painted it red apparently.
Yeah.
And you can see him in one of the top windows. He used to send me. We're not recording, are we? I don't think. Here we are. Here's the Elephant and Castle.
Are we recording?
Yes.
We are recording.
I don't think we'll have a job getting in here.
Oh, I can see a space.
Can you?
Yeah. I think we'll have a swift half here.
It's a very popular place by the look of it.
Yeah.
Great-granddad used to send my mum down here to get him a jug of ale.
It's really, really popular there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So, I mean, it is Easter Sunday, so that probably explains it.
Yeah.
But,
I'd
yeah.
like to have filmed inside because there's a real sort of quaint old pub, a bit like the car park here.
Yeah.
We'll figure out how to get out.
If we can't get out the car park, we'll still be here, probably when it's a bit quieter.
That's right. Good. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. It was, I don't know, 100 clips I think I've
Yeah,
got
I
on
didn't
there.
realise, how much history and how much, I've got heritage here. There's Laurel Cottage.
Yeah,
God, you just love to live there.
yeah. Might be a bit noisy with the pub next door,
Well, true, yeah.
but yeah. So a little bit of Jenny's family history there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because that really helps the channel and helps us bring you more videos. God, that's difficult. There we are, and we're out. So we'll see you later then.
Yeah.
Bye
Okay
then.
Bye then.